race fans, how are we? Adrian's my name, and welcome to the favourite room in my house, my garage, and in particular, my channel. Thanks for tuning in. This essentially is going to be the story of me restoring this Honda CB125. I think it's like a 69 or a 70 model. I haven't actually ascertained that as yet. I'll get there. But I just, wanted to share with you my journey through this. I am not a mechanic, I'm not a fabricator. I'm just a mug punter in a garage who enjoys tinkering with motorcycles. And I thought I would share my journey with you guys in the restoration of this. I think first I'd like to give you a bit of an origin story of mechanically. As I said, obviously, I'm not a mechanic. I'm a screen printer. C'est mon jolly. I a Honda 5 10 years ago. That's CBR 1000RR for those taking notes. My dream bike as a teenager. I purchased this 10 years ago from the dealership near my home, and I had this bike religiously serviced with these guys for like 3 or 4 years. Every time, every 6,000 Ks, I think it was, a fluid service was due. Ooh, I was there, drop the bike off, take their shop bike home, ride it like a mug, and then, sure enough, it was 3 or 4 years deep. This one particular service they do, nothing's changed, but it was like 5 times the price. And it upset me, number one, and it got me thinking, how hard is it to do what they just did on my bike, really? And through the assistance of YouTube, thanks guys, I got there and I started tinkering just with oil changes at first, and then I gained a bit more mechanical confidence and mechanical sort of curiosity, I suppose. I really wanted to know what makes it tick and what's behind that cover and all the rest of it, you know. So at this point, I was been doing the oil changes for a number of years and was gaining, as I said, mechanical confidence, and I bought a Husqvarna SMR 510 motard. What a bike! Lots of fun. And I owned this thing maybe 4 or 5 months, and the bottom end went bang. He no works no more. This thing ceased working drastically in oil spitting fashion. So I obviously then went to the Husqvarna dealer in my area, and they just ballparked the price off the shooting from the hip, and it was like as much as the bike was worth. And I was like, this is crazy. I'm still paying money off to the bank for this bike. I can't just come up with all this cash. I've got this mechanical confidence from doing oil changes on the blade. How hard? Beautiful question. How hard can a total engine rebuild be? The answer is it's not easy, but the answer is it's not impossible. So I endeavoured to do this Husqvarna SMR 510 total rebuild top and bottom by myself on this very bench. Took a few months, made a few mistakes, had to then sort of double back and fix that mistake, but learned from them. Haven't made that same mistake again. So just bumbling my way through, I had successfully achieved this total rebuild. This was just off of doing oil changes for a couple of years, and then obviously I'm in a corner. I have to do this rebuild. I've got no other way, and doing it and achieving it, and just feeling such a sense of pride. But there was such an endeavour and achievement in this splitting the case and putting it all back together and putting it in, and blah, 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 comes to life. Oh, I made life. It's a beautiful feeling. So I then, from that mechanical confidence from a rebuild, all I want to do now is split a case. Give me a case to split. I had a good buddy who owned the KTM 252 stroke, and it had been in a blown up sense in parts in his garage for years. And after this Husqvarna rebuild, I was like, brother, you got to let me have a crack at this two-stroke of yours. So he did. So I got this bike. I rebuilt this two-stroke 250 KTM SX and have spent maybe 2.5, 3 years now riding it like a unfit 44 should. A 44-year-old should be riding a dirt bike of that style. I'm getting out there and throwing my leg over it, but I know I've got a job to get to the next day, and broken bones really suck, and but still riding, always riding. This all started from oil changes. You know, you look at an oil change, it's just, you take a filter off, you take a sump plug out, you're done. To a total rebuild of an engine, and then a bike, and then, hello, Audrey here. Her name is Audrey, by the way. The gentleman that I bought it from, also named Adrian. What a legend. It tells me that the bike is named Audrey, and a hat tip to you, sir. A gentleman called Adrian selling me a Honda, who's telling me the bike is named Audrey, and I'm not a namer of bikes sort of dude. But yeah, like I said, what I'm saying is the bike's Audrey. All right, there you go. So this is just all born off of my spare time, free time on the weekends, tinkering with things and wanting to dive deeper, and in split cases from 1969. I'm very, very curious just to see what I'm going to get in there, but and I'll share it all with you two guys. But yeah, like I said, not a fabricator, not a mechanic, but have rebuilt stuff and can make stuff go. So this is not a tutorial. This is not a how-to video. This is just a dude sharing his journey with Audrey. She's so little too, right? Have a go at it. So anyway, yeah. My origin story. Race fans, new day, new dawn. How are we? So, thought I'd just take you on a little tour here of the garage, my favourite room. So this is Audrey, up close, obviously. Ready to get stripped down. That's my immediate plan. Got the beloved KTM. Such a fun bike. Probably need to clarify. This is a foster care situation. This motard at the moment, it's not mine, it's a buddy's, but he needs a bit of garage space, which I'll happily give him. And of course the pièce de résistance. That's flashing French, the blade. So I'm going to attempt the strip down just with a couple of basic tools, you know. I don't set the world alight here. I haven't got a tool chest as tall as a man. I've done multiple engine builds just with what you've got here, and a couple of bearing pulls and things that are tucked away. You will see them at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, this is just an accumulation over a good couple of years, little bits at a time. You know, you buy one little tool that you fall in love with, which strangely enough is that for me. The exhaust spring puller. Oh, ingenious tool. So yeah, speaking of which, let's get on the tools, shall we? So it's at this point I think I should speak of the OCD that I have, which is the system I carry. Make sure all the nuts and bolts and all the good bits go back to where they were. I'll get a bit of an accumulation and then I'll touch on that further. Okay. Shift up. Little solenoid. There she is, on the bench top. Ready to go. Very much looking forward to this. Its case is split horizontally. Every other motorcycle case I've always done has always been split vertically. Easy for me to say. But this is horizontal, so yeah. Looking forward to that. That should be fun, getting into this. Yeah, come out pretty smooth. There's a rolling chassis for you. And this is just a quick little snippet of sort of my OCD and how I worked. Just such a simple idea. A bloody Ziploc bag with texture on it describing, alright, frame to engine studs, seat and tank. And I'll systematically do that for all of the nuts and bolts and washers and things that I can fit in a bag that you can easily describe, you know. Magneto cover 3 there, outer cover. And yeah, so on and so forth. You get my gist. You'll see what I'm doing when I'm rolling. Yeah. This is the fun bit. I genuinely love doing this. So it being the sunny Saturday morning that it is, just had a quick little scrap on the blade, clear the head, and get ready for whatever lies ahead. Almost a good way to start any day, isn't it? Speedo cable's in there. It's well classy. The Speedo is actually built into the headlight mount. This is bloody gorgeous, I tell you. Honda. Seriously, you just never make a mistake, Honda. You never do. Okay. Okie dokie. Miles an hour. I have no idea of that conversion. It's only a 125 though. Can't see it really breaking the law, to be honest though. We should be sweet. Always so dangerous, isn't it? Dropping that washer, nut, bolt onto the ground, and then it just bounces into another universe. So I always try and keep as you can see, a piece of cardboard or something here. You know, if it does happen and you cannot find it, you pull the bike back, you pick the piece of cardboard up and give it a good shake, sweep the floor. But yeah, a good old disappearing nut and bolt kills me. So there's your problem. It's not a captured nut. I do love a T-bar, as you can see. It's just always works in the right direction, you know what I mean? That guy. If I don't put a nut and a bolt or whatever, some sort of fastening into a marked plastic bag, just goes onto the bloody fastening itself, where it can be captured in the device that it was holding. In this particular case, the ignition coil. Onto the spark plug, off the points, ECU. Nice and simple. I love the key under the tank on this bike. It just makes the whole dash, so the handlebar dash area, so much cleaner. I can see why Harleys do the under seat, under tank ignition key now. Bloody stroke of genius. This is just the ignition barrel now, coming off. Right, you hear that bounce into another universe? Yeah. Okay. It was washer. It was a split washer. Okay. So that was a split washer that just bounced. And to be honest, I have a million of those things, so I'm cool. Wee little ignition barrel. Okay. You have to excuse my ignorance here, as I clearly stated before, not a mechanic, fabricator, nor electrician. But I'm reckoning this is some sort of rectifier. That is interesting. Okay, and just back here to the tail light and turn signals, and the harness is off. Cool. Well, so little, this thing. It's like 17-inch wheels. I like the idea of both the tyres being the same width. And a little bit of 125cc GP racer in that, in the theory being if the wheels are a similar width, then you can carry a greater corner speed. It is only a 125cc though. So here's a nice simple little wiring harness. Alright, horn. Tidy horn. Went to the side. Actually looks decent for a horn. Normally they're just a bloody eyesore. Some sort of rectifier, regulator, I believe. Obviously the engine, that's the clip to the engine for the ignition and whatnot. Here's the back end, obviously blinkers, have a flasher relay there. Yeah, pretty simple. Could very well just end up, especially after that, could very well just end up having to rebuild this entire bloody wiring harness, which is a bit of a scary thought, because I'm really crap at electricals. But I got a couple of good friends that are good with electricals. So your take home from this session, people, is it's not what you know, it's who you know. Dirty it ain't. Dirty it is. The beauty of picking up a project bike, nothing's tight. Just did that with my hand. Happy days. Okay. Here we are. At strip down. Everything's in a neat pile over there. The chassis looks surprisingly neat, clean and straight, free of any blemishes, rust, bends, cracks, any stress fractures that I can see. I'm well happy. I'm well happy with this bike. Obviously engine's on the bench. Yeah, like I was saying, I don't have right now a mental picture of how this bike is going to look at the end. I kind of feel that's an organic process that's gonna be judged wholly off of the budget, number one. Number two, my own ability. And three, what's accessible. Yeah, I'm not going for showroom Mickey Mouse as per original, not at all. I see this as a beautiful blank canvas that I can be creative with. Obviously as creative as my ability allows me to be, but I've got some creativity in me, I know. So yeah, this is the strip down. Obviously the next step is going to be splitting the case, having a look at bearings and seals and things. There's obviously going to be an amount of time where obviously I don't know if this engine needs anything right now. And if it does need something, well then there's going to be a transit time in getting stuff from wherever in the world that I can get it. So I hope you're not expecting a video every 5 days, because that's not going to happen. Yeah, but so this was my first little crack into YouTube, guided along by Audrey. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next of it. Hey? Peace out, guys. Be safe, be happy. Something about like and subscribe. Yeah, like I said, first time here. Not sure what I'm doing.